Hey, Cancer. Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your February 2025 love and family reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Cancer, welcome. Some of you have learned some lessons of the past. You have learned and expanded your energy. This is beautiful. You may even be preparing for union. Some of you have already met someone, and there are others of you that are in a relationship or a connection, and you're ready to take it to the next level. So this is exciting. Let's see where this is going here for you. Now, Cancer, in the past, we have the hot air balloon. This is about ascension. There's the 10 of Swords showing up in your energy. So this is next level, right? The 10 breaks down to a 1, new beginnings. It feels like you've gone through a period of your life that was very difficult. Some of you, this may have even felt like betrayal. This could be a family member. It could be a lover. It could be a parent, or just an energy of feeling like life wasn't fully supporting you to some degree, but you now realize that everything happens for you, not to you, but for you. You may have even gone through a divorce. And I see here that in the present energy, you have the talking card. It feels like there will be some sort of text messages, calls, emails, or someone may be talking things through in the month of February, maybe even after a time of exploring some options. Okay, for those of you that are single, I see you could be talking to someone new. Now, for those of you that are in a relationship here, it feels like you may have to talk about some big things going on in your life. Maybe this is work. It could be a move. It could be financial issues. It could be things with children. I feel like there are some options that you are opening up to. And it does tell me that you have the ability to close the door on a situation here, close the door, or to find conflict resolution. It almost feels like the worst is behind you of an argument or of a situation that you have endured. Page of Swords. Some of you have been in a custody battle, or perhaps children were the reason behind maybe some sort of ending or challenge. Now, in the near future, you have the dragonfly, a lot of transformation taking place here. I also see that the truth is out. Something is coming out. Something is coming to light here. And as I say that, you have the Ace of Truth, Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So you may be finding out something about someone, and you may be saying, that just doesn't align with my energy. Or perhaps it's the opposite. Maybe you find out that someone is going through a divorce, or they're going through an ending, and you're like, hey, not that you want to jump into someone's, rebound energy, but it feels like there could be an opportunity for you to connect with someone that is now available. All right, take that as it resonates. Now, you have the Queen of Pentacles above you. I feel, Cancer, you are someone who brings a lot to the table. You have a lot to offer, and you're not going to settle for less than you deserve. Queen of Swords. You also, know your worth, but you also know that people lie, people cheat, people steal, people put on a false assumption, and it can cause disruptions in a cycle. And you're telling yourself, I'm never going to let some lies or falsified information, I'm not going to allow myself to stay in that vibration. And you're hoping that it never comes up again for you, because it can be difficult to deal with any sort of mistruths, or if there's been some trust issues here. What do we have in your energy? We have the King of Swords. All right, so we have the King and the Queen of Swords showing up. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse says, let's not look to criticism or drama or unnecessary conflict. I mean, look at this woman. She's moving. Some of you could quite literally be moving on. I mean, 10 of Swords is moving out. It can even be a breakup. 10 of Swords can be divorce. It's no coming back from a situation. That's why you have here ascension. You know, you're entering into a new phase of your life. And it just tells me that you want to put the past behind you. But maybe there's someone here who is not allowing you to do that, even energetically. Maybe you've put up a bit of a boundary or a bit of a wall here, Cancer. But I see that you want to move forward. You're feeling more lighthearted in a way with this Queen of Pentacles. And what I mean by lighthearted is you're ready to open yourself up to situations, experiences, and connections that feel like they're based in truth and honesty. Someone could have been playing around here. I'm just going to mention that. Someone could have been playing around with the 7 of Cups. They may have had too much to drink and chose the wrong cup. Okay. Now, I don't see like cheating or anything like that here, but it just feels like maybe someone is overindulging, or someone wasn't maybe being honest with an individual about who they were talking to, or maybe someone's ex showed up again. It just feels like there's some sort of unnecessary drama that could have been addressed prior instead of letting it spiral out, for those of you that may be dealing with someone else. Now, for those of you that are single, I mean, there is a Queen of Swords showing up in the near future. And, okay, but again, I feel like the King and the Queen of Swords, female or male, it doesn't matter. It just feels like there is an ending. Okay, there is an ending to putting something to rest in order for you to move forward and heal. There's something coming to light here for you. What's your outcome? What's the outcome for Cancer in the month of February? I feel like you're in a better position, and I'll explain here why in a second. What's the outcome? Thank you. Oh, okay. I'll take that outcome for you. Stay tuned, Cancer. You're not going to want to miss that one. So the reason why I feel like you're in a better standing position is because 5 of Wands, you have the bags packed. You can see that your hand is on that suitcase, and you see that her suitcases are in the back of that vehicle. And this guy in front of her looks angry. You know, he has his fist up. He has that face where the veins are protruding from the neck. He looks angry, like he's stuck in some sort of anger or some drama. And she has her hand on her hip there, and she's not fazed by it anymore. So it feels like you're not fazed by someone's behavior. It almost feels like you expect that to be their reaction, because that's how the reaction has always been. And I feel like you've had enough. You're moving on from it. You don't want to take that baggage, quite literally with the bags here. You don't want to take that forward with you. So some of you are divorcing. You are moving out. You're moving on. And for others of you, if this isn't physically, if there's no one physically here, I feel like you're letting go of past baggage or energy in a sense where that is no longer causing an emotional block when it comes to you meeting new people. Because some of you may have been stuck in a bit of a comparison trap. If you were trying to put yourself out there and meet new people, perhaps you were comparing the new person to maybe the old person, or you were immediately looking for some triggers, and maybe you were ending things before you could even move forward in them. There may have even been a form of sabotage. But I do see here, Cancer, 5 and 5 equals 10. You have the 5 of Wands, you have the 5 of Swords. I always say the 5 of Swords is not a fun energy to be in, because you see these 2 children at the bottom. They are hiding there in the fetal position. When we put ourselves in the fetal position, we are basically protecting the main organs, right? The heart and the lungs. We're protecting those parts of ourselves because we've been hurt and we don't want to be hurt. So how does that come up as an adult when we have unprocessed, maybe emotional triggers from childhood, or some shadow work or rejection, abandonment, or pain? You know, it comes up through the ego self as anger, as fighting, as triggers. And we tend to point fingers, and we tend to, you know, that's what she's doing there. She's pointing a finger, and he's accusing, and there's arguing, and there's yelling. Maybe that's how you grew up. Some of you may have grown up in that environment, or perhaps that's what had occurred in the past here for you. And maybe there were children that heard it. For some of you, there could be children in the family, because I do see the Page of Swords, and you're saying, wait a second, I don't want my child or my children to have this relationship as their role model. I don't want that to even be my own role model. For those of you that don't even have children, this is about you choosing and loving and embracing and nurturing your own inner child. Wow. Okay. There's some big stuff coming in here. Now, Cancer, bottom of the deck, I see some of you opening yourself up. If you are opening up to love, you could be dating online. This is about getting back out there after maybe some sort of difficulty. I do see that you have some options, you have some choices. However, I'm just going to put this out there. If you're still dealing with some residual energies, if this is a fresh breakup for some of you, and you are putting yourself out there just to fulfill that void, if you haven't given yourself that adequate time and space to heal, which a lot of you have, but maybe you're dealing with someone who hasn't. Perhaps there was a breakup and that person is already in a new relationship, because I feel the Seven of Swords, or excuse me, Cups in reverse is ego that is clouding judgment. There's illusions here. There's confusion that may be clouding judgment. And it also looks like someone could have at times trouble choosing what is going to be most beneficial to them. And that may be what you are figuring out here. That could be what's coming to light, is instead of feeling like you're not quite sure, should I end this? Should I move forward? Or, what can I do with the pain if this is already ended? Like, how do I process? How do I accept? How do I gain that closure? That's what you're figuring out here. Now, what's below you is the Page of Swords. Like I said, this could be children. This could be someone that you started a family with, or it could be someone's wounded inner child is reacting. They don't quite know how to process some heavy emotions that may have been conditioned or programmed very early on. And the Page of Swords is also recognizing opportunities for intellectual curiosity, understanding the psychology of the mind, because at that age, the mind is still very much growing. The mind is very much expanding. But as an adult, we have that responsibility to heal from our traumas. And there's an interesting message here, and this is actually psychological terms. There's post-traumatic stress, which you may have heard of, and then there's post-traumatic growth. And I am getting here an opportunity for growth. You can overcome something that's been very difficult or challenging, and you can come out stronger because of it. And that's what I'm getting here for you, Cancer. Now, some of you could even be dealing with a Gemini, maybe even an air sign. Okay, I'm getting Gemini here. Maybe you're cuspers with that Gemini energy. Now, in the past, there may have been a level of codependence with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse is either too independent. It can be a very single energy of my way or the highway, but it can also be codependence as well. So take it as it resonates to you. But when it's in reverse, it's too much. It's just overdoing it, where someone's been single for quite some time and they get stuck in that singular energy and they don't want to sacrifice, right? They don't want to sacrifice their time, because they like coming home whenever, they like eating whatever, or hogging the whole bed, or coming and going when they please. And there may be some sacrifice that is needed or required. But for some of you, you could be recently single. And you're still working on finding your own sense of independence. Like, who am I without them? It reminds me of Godsmack's song, Underneath Your Scars. It's a very beautiful, slower song. And it talks about, who am I without you? For those of you that have been together with someone for quite some time, maybe you've gone through highs and lows together, and there has been a divorce, or there's been a separation. And you may be spreading your wings and finding who you are without being so-and-so's wife or so-and-so's partner. Or for those of you that have even disconnected from a family dynamic, right? Maybe this Ten of Swords here is disconnecting from a family member who was very much toxic or negative, or there was constant arguments or constant belittling or admonishing in some way. Now, Queen of Pentacles coming in is beautiful. This is what's above you. She's in the upright position, meaning she's stable and secure within who she is. She is someone who has worked hard for her material wealth, worked hard for her health. Okay, she has worked hard to create a strong, solid life for herself or for her family. And I feel like you are working on ascending your abundance to the next phase, to the next level. And you could be putting yourself out there again because you know that you bring a lot to the table. All right. In the near future, you have the Queen of Swords. Now, for some of you, this is another individual. Okay, this could be someone who's very cold. Queen of Swords, when she's not showing up as her best self, which I feel like there's a little bit of a sideways energy coming in. So again, I feel like for some of you, this is going to be part of your own archetype. It can be the part of you that says, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, no BS for me. And you have that built-in BS detector and you have the sword and you're cutting anything out that's not truthful or aligned with your energy. That could be half of you. And the other half is dealing with people or a specific, maybe female in your life or someone who's very cold, very manipulative, or cuts you off, maybe even cuts you off while you talk, or cuts you off, doesn't listen to the full story, doesn't own up to their own accountability here in some way. She also is brilliant in the mind, but when she's in reverse, there could even be psychological factors or issues with the mind, okay? Someone could have some mental struggles or disorders. Of course, I'm not a licensed mental professional, so please take that as it resonates, but someone could be dealing with some sort of mental confusion. That's what we'll call it. Mental confusion here. All right. Now, in your energy, you have the King of Swords. So for some of you Cancerians, you are ready to talk, or you're ready to have some sort of truth be known. And the King of Swords is how you are being represented at this time. Now, legalities, legal situations. This can even be, the mind. How do we open up the idea of telling a new story? Because the swords, which we see twice here, we see a couple, we see a power couple here, but maybe disconnecting from it because we're not on the same page. Someone's gone cold, or there's not a lot of love here, or it just feels like someone is constantly one-upping in a way, and that's not fun to be in. So when this King of Swords shows up in your energy, this is you being very logical, very strategic. I feel like you're not interested in games, right? You're not interested in fantasy or illusion. You're interested in the truth. You are interested in, moving forward and cutting anything out that, again, it doesn't do anything for you. And the kings are action takers. This is time for you to take action is what I'm getting. Now, we talked about the Five of Swords showing up. Now, it was actually the Five of Wands that was in your energy, the environment. So someone is leaving and maybe another person is PO'd, right? Someone could be leaving, or you may not be feeding in to some sort of drama. And that is what makes someone mad, because sometimes people can be addicted to drama. Sometimes people feed off of your response and they keep poking the bear until that bear attacks. And I feel like you're saying, no, I'm not going to keep feeding into this energy. I will not allow myself to be provoked or attacked. Instead, I am packing up my bags here and I am moving on or moving forward. And I see for those of you that are starting to talk to someone new, you're being very honest. You're being very upfront that you may still be going through, a divorce or some sort of an ending, or you're still working on working through things with maybe a therapist, okay? And I see you being completely 100% transparent, and you're telling someone that you don't want to deal with the ego, okay? If someone has some inner child stuff that you're still working out, maybe they are as well, but I feel that that's your hope. Your hope is that you don't have to get caught up in this Five of Swords, someone taking advantage, someone being selfish, vengeful, angry, someone who is starting petty arguments, petty drama. It just feels like this can be a petty energy, but it can also be a very manipulative energy, a mind muckery, if you will, with all the mind games. And it just feels like you're saying enough is enough. I'm taking action towards exiting the mind game. Yeah, exiting the mind game, because your outcome, Cancer, your outcome is the Page of Cups. There you are saying, what do you need, little inner Cancer? What do you need so I can comfort you? So I can share with you that we are safe, that we are stable, that we are secure. What can I do to help nurture you and let you know that it is okay to fully show up for yourself? I will not abandon you. You're holding her hand. And I feel like this does have to do, of course, with maybe inner child. Some of you, it's physical children, but also this could be communication. The pages represents messages, communication, and talking. And because we do have the talking card, some of you, there's a new love connection. And the reason why we went so in-depthly here on an ending that you've gone through, even if this is an ending that occurred for you a while back, there's still some residual triggers, we'll call them, that may show up as you are opening and preparing yourself to talk to someone new. And that's why Spirit wants you to recognize what some of these patterns are of yours, whether it is the wounded part of yourself. But if you can fully open up to love, I feel like there's someone interested here in you, okay? Or this could be talking more, communicating more. Some of you, this is a sibling energy, okay? Queens, it could be sisters. There could be talking to a sister here. This could also be you taking action and blending in your masculine and your feminine. I mean, this King and Queen of Swords could be you. It could be you here where you are taking action on finding more of that balance, and through logic, I'm getting Love and Logic. Have you all heard of that book? Like Parenting with Love and Logic. I think there's Relationships with Love and Logic. So if you're familiar with that book, or maybe not, you may want to check that out, because I see the Page of Cups is playfulness. It is the beginning of something new. And even though we have someone going through an ending, okay, we see someone going through maybe even keeping their options open where they may be dating. I feel like you and someone else here, you may realize sooner rather than later, I'm going to get a timing card. You may realize that that this is a lighthearted, fun energy, and this person is meant to be in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But let's look here. What do we have for timing for Cancer? Why is timing April? Look at that, April. Beautiful. So it feels by April, which is Aries season, the start of the astrological new year actually happens in March, but it feels like it trickles into April, and you could see that you really allow yourself to wrap up these cycles and open up fully towards a new beginning by April 2025. Beautiful. Let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Cancer, please? Ooh, okay. You have a few of them coming out here. TikTok. Okay, I'm not going to make any TikTok memes here today, but we see timing. All right, we have a timing card. This does talk about a divine timing as well. The timing of situations. Something is in divine timing. And I feel like that's why April is such a big month for some of you Cancerians out there, because this could be when an ending is finalized or when an ending is completed, or it could be when you start really connecting to someone on a deeper, more personal level here. You are going through a rebirth. You have the regeneration card here, card 46, and this is the one we are going to read today. But you also have flexibility It's card 19. And what I see is the opposite of flexibility, which would be rigidity. And you're dealing with someone, and I say that because, I mean, like I said, his veins are popping out of his neck there. He's angry. He's mad. And she has her hand on her hip like, okay, here we go again. This guy has a temper, or this guy's controlling or possessive or whatever it may be. You know, this could even be someone's father, someone's divine masculine in their life who just tends to at times freak out, and or they have in the past. And I just feel like you're saying to yourself, I'm not going to allow this person's behaviors or actions to affect me in such a way that cause me to stay in a bit of a loop. All right, we have here flexibility, which means you're opening yourself up to maybe options that feel healthier. And maybe that's part of the 7 of Cups here. Options that feel healthier instead of choosing maybe the same cup over and over again. You have the ability to get clear on what you truly want and to explore and to have fun with it along the way. But first, get grounded. Some of you are distracted because of this ending, but you are going through a regeneration. Card 46. Again, some of you could be 46 years old. Some of you may be born on the 19th or the 30th. Rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. And the relationship message for you, Cancer, is this. The world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss. And in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible in love in all form, or to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. Yes, it is. Page of Cups. And you, by April, you're going to feel so grateful that you decided to trust your intuition on something here. You are rising up, and I do see you rising from the ashes, just like that phoenix. Now, endings come in many forms. I mean, this is endings and beginnings, which is that 10 of Swords. Now is the time to stop holding on to what must die so that something better can take its place. Nature's cycles include disease, decay, death, and regeneration. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. Ooh, face the facts. There is the truth, right? That's the truth that we see coming up with the Ace of Swords, or excuse me, did we have an Ace of Swords here? I thought we had that in here, but we have the King and the Queen. So I definitely feel like facts are facts here. It says, don't be afraid to face the facts. There is no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You are about to be reborn. I love this for you, Cancer. You are definitely about to be reborn here. And I really see you coming alive, you thriving, you growing, you living your best life here. Also, flexibility. This is 19. 19 is the sun. So it feels like there's a lot of abundance coming your way. And I feel like a full peak of this manifestation period for you comes in April of 2025. That is what I have, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed the message. If so, please hit that thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love.